In a galaxy where perfection was once the ultimate goal, humanity's chaotic, unpredictable nature becomes the key to survival when a mysterious species known as the Watchers arrives. With their advanced technology and rigid order, the Watchers have seen countless civilizations rise and fall, but they've never encountered one quite like humanity. As the Watchers seek to understand the source of humanity's defiance of logical progression, an unlikely partnership begins to form, one that will challenge the very laws of the universe and reshape the future of the galaxy forever. Dr. Reed, a scientist at the Galactic Council, was reviewing sensor data when he noticed unusual readings that defied all known laws of physics. His attention was drawn to a series of gravitational anomalies, which appeared to be caused by something, or rather, someone, moving across space in a way that had never been observed before. What he saw was truly impossible. Hundreds of objects, or entities, surfing across the fabric of space-time itself, moving with an elegance and grace that seemed unnatural. These objects weren't using any recognizable technology like antimatter drives or quantum tunneling. Instead, they were somehow manipulating the very waves of space, bending the natural forces around them. This strange phenomenon puzzled Reed and his team as they watched the entities move in perfect harmony, their patterns completely unpredictable and unlike anything they had studied in over 30 years of deep space observation. This was not a random event. Something new and profoundly alien was happening, and it was headed straight for Earth. The mysterious entities identified as the Watchers made their presence known in the most startling way. Within moments of Reed's discovery, the massive crystal ships, resembling intricate living formations, appeared in Earth's orbit. These ships, with surfaces that seemed to flow like liquid glass, emitted colors that bent light in ways never before seen, creating a visual spectacle. Despite their intimidating size, the ships moved with a grace that defied their physical structure, emerging into the solar system not through traditional hyperspace or quantum methods, but by seemingly surfing the very fabric of space itself. The Watchers broadcast a message on all frequencies, a simple mathematical equation that humanity's most advanced systems could barely comprehend in real time. The message, while elegant and cryptic, was unmistakably clear in its intent. The Watchers had been watching humanity for some time, observing their unpredictable behavior, and now they were here to make contact. They weren't interested in conquering or trading. Instead, they were fascinated by humanity's divergence from the logical patterns that all other advanced civilizations followed. The Watchers, having observed countless civilizations across the galaxy, were particularly intrigued by humanity's unpredictability. Unlike other species, humanity didn't follow the typical patterns of development, logical, calculated progress toward technological dominance or perfection. Instead, humans embraced chaos, making decisions based on emotions, creativity, and intuition rather than pure logic. This divergence from predictable behavior fascinated the Watchers, who viewed such unpredictability as a flaw in every species they encountered. Yet humanity's ability to create meaning in the face of failure, to build connections despite seemingly illogical decisions, was something entirely new to them. For the Watchers, who had long relied on logic and order, humanity's capacity for making mistakes and learning from them represented something unique. They saw in humans the very thing that was missing from their own advanced civilization, the ability to embrace change in chaos, a quality that seemed both baffling and, in its own way, perfect. The Watchers, after analyzing human behavior, concluded that humanity's unpredictability was not a flaw but a crucial strength. Their curiosity about this uncharted trait led them to make contact with Earth, and they quickly revealed their purpose. They sought to understand how a species could thrive without adhering to the logical, calculated paths followed by every other advanced civilization they had encountered. The Watchers were not hostile. Instead, they were fascinated by humanity's ability to defy the expected patterns of progress. They had been observing humans for some time, noting how Earth species managed to survive and evolve despite acting in ways that didn't align with traditional ideas of advancement. Humanity's history of emotional decisions, creative expressions, and even its ability to embrace chaos caught their attention. The Watchers wanted to understand how this species, which seemed to ignore the natural order of the universe, could still be so resilient and full of potential. The Watchers, keen to understand humanity's unique nature, proposed a series of tests designed to challenge human thinking in ways they had never encountered. These tests weren't designed to measure physical strength or intellectual prowess, but rather the very essence of what made humans different. The first challenge involved a maze that continuously shifted and changed, a puzzle with no clear solution. The second test presented two identical stars, asking the participants to choose one based on logic, even though there was no apparent difference between them. The third and final challenge was to create something from nothing, a task that defied all calculations. Humanity responded to each challenge in ways that bewildered the Watchers. The maze was solved not through logic, but by following intuition. The star was chosen not based on rationality, but on an emotional, almost personal feeling of warmth. And in the face of an empty space where nothing should exist, a human artist created meaning simply by existing in the moment, creating a memory through shared experience. These responses, driven by instinct, emotion, and creativity, showed the Watchers that humans didn't always need to follow logic to find answers. They found meaning in what others would see as impossible. The Watchers, who had spent eons mastering the physics of space and time, were stunned by humanity's ability to find solutions outside the realm of logic. Their tests, designed to evaluate how humans would approach problems within the confines of structured thought, revealed that humans often relied on emotional insight, intuition, and creativity rather than strict reasoning. This behavior was baffling to the Watchers, as they had never encountered a species that could think so irrationally and yet thrive. The tests highlighted that humanity's strength lay not in adhering to predictable patterns, but in their capacity to embrace chaos, which allowed for adaptability and growth. The Watchers were forced to confront a fundamental truth. Their pursuit of perfect order and unyielding logic had led them to stagnation, while humanity's willingness to embrace unpredictability had allowed them to thrive. This realization shifted their entire perspective, and for the first time, the Watchers recognized that perhaps their obsession with perfection was the very thing that hindered their ability to evolve. The Watchers, having observed humanity's ability to thrive outside the confines of logic, came to a profound conclusion. Their civilization, built on the foundations of perfection and absolute order, was slowly dying because it lacked the very thing that made humans resilient: chaos and unpredictability. For millions of years, the Watchers had refined their understanding of the universe through logic, aiming to create a perfect system. But this pursuit had stifled their growth and adaptation. They realized that by focusing solely on perfection, they had missed out on the beauty of change, creativity, and the potential for new ideas. What the Watchers saw in humans, emotional decision-making, the ability to create without a purpose, and the capacity for irrational acts that defy logic, became a revelation for them. They now understood that in embracing imperfection, humans had unlocked the true potential for growth and survival. This realization prompted them to seek guidance from humanity, not for technology or weapons, but for understanding how to accept change and evolve beyond their rigid, logical ways. The Watchers were learning that to survive, they needed to become a little less perfect. The Watchers' transformation began to take shape as they embraced the lessons humanity had unknowingly taught them. No longer just observing, the Watchers began to engage with human creativity, trying their hand at art, music, and even dance, activities that had once seemed meaningless to them. As the Watchers experimented with these new, illogical pursuits, their rigid, crystalline forms began to shift and evolve, mirroring the human capacity for change. In a striking moment of revelation, the Watchers' avatars began to pulse and move in rhythm with the music created by humans, displaying a newfound ability to experience and express emotions. This was a significant breakthrough for their species, as it marked the first time they had engaged in something purely for enjoyment and not driven by logic or necessity. The Watchers, once a species defined by their adherence to order, now found themselves exploring the beauty of chaos and unpredictability. The entire ship around them began to hum with resonant tones, creating a symphony of light and sound, as the Watchers learned to express themselves in ways they had never imagined possible. This evolution, though still nascent, signaled a new era for the Watchers, one where they began to value imperfection and the freedom it offered. As the Watchers continued to embrace the concepts of chaos and creativity, they began to see the profound impact these human traits had on their own development. Over time, this shift in their worldview helped them evolve beyond their original, rigid existence. The once perfect crystalline structures of their ships began to show signs of individuality, reflecting the diverse approaches and solutions they had adopted from their interactions with humanity. The Watchers began to understand that true strength wasn't about uniformity or perfection, but about adaptability, diversity, and the ability to create meaning even in the most unpredictable situations. This shift was most evident in the new partnership formed between humans and Watchers as they collaborated to build ships that combined the Watchers' organic crystal technology with human creativity, resulting in vessels that were as beautiful as they were functional. The growing alliance between the two species, rooted in their newfound appreciation for imperfection, paved the way for a collaborative future where both could thrive. Together, they looked to explore the galaxy, not just for new life, but for new ways of thinking and being, fueled by the understanding that progress comes from the freedom to evolve, make mistakes, and embrace the unknown. As the Watchers and humans worked together, they began to realize that the true strength of their partnership lay in their complementary differences. Humanity's ability to create, to think outside the box, and to approach challenges with emotion and instinct provided a balance to the Watchers' logical and precise nature. The Watchers had once believed that only through strict order and perfect control could a civilization survive, but they had now learned that growth comes from the freedom to explore the chaotic unknown. Through their partnership, humanity and the Watchers began to evolve in ways they had never anticipated. The Watchers, once unable to understand the concept of doing things for no reason other than enjoyment, now began to create art, music, and even new forms of expression. Meanwhile, humanity found a deeper appreciation for logic and precision, especially as they saw how these traits could be applied without stifling creativity. This mutual growth marked the beginning of a new era, where both species could thrive, not in spite of their differences, but because of them. Together, they set out to explore the galaxy, seeking not just new life, but new ways of thinking, living, and creating. The partnership, born out of chaos and logic, promised to reshape the future of the galaxy in ways no one could have predicted. 6 months after the first contact, the transformation between humans and the Watchers had become a full-fledged cultural exchange. The Watchers, now more attuned to human creativity and emotion, began to adapt their society to embrace the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. The ships they built with humans combined organic crystal technology with human artistic design, resulting in vessels that were both functional and aesthetically groundbreaking. Meanwhile, humans learned to incorporate more logical and structured approaches into their advancements, especially in fields like science and environmental conservation. The partnership began to bear fruit as humanity's innovative spirit and the Watchers' refined precision merged to create something entirely new. The once distant and mysterious Watchers, who had once seen humanity as an anomaly, now found themselves engaging in human traditions like music and art, finding joy in the process rather than the product. In return, humanity benefited from the Watchers' ancient knowledge and insight into space and time, leading to significant breakthroughs in technology and understanding. Together, they were no longer just two species coexisting. They had formed a united front of cooperation and mutual respect, building a future that neither could have achieved alone. This partnership marked the beginning of a new chapter in the galaxy, where diversity and collaboration were seen as strengths rather than obstacles. As the months passed, the once stark divide between the Watchers and humanity began to dissolve completely. What had started as a diplomatic exchange blossomed into a profound alliance, reshaping the very fabric of their societies. The Watchers, who had once regarded humanity's illogical ways as chaotic and disruptive, now saw the beauty in those imperfections. They began integrating human creativity into their own technology and culture, designing cities, spaceships, and even art that embraced randomness and fluidity, concepts that had been foreign to them before. In turn, humanity found new appreciation for logic and discipline, especially in how it could foster growth without stifling innovation. The Watcher's vast knowledge of the universe, coupled with humanity's boundless curiosity and resilience, created an unparalleled synergy. Together, they tackled complex problems that had once seemed insurmountable, from environmental crises to the exploration of far-off galaxies. The formation of joint human-watcher exploration fleets symbolized the unity between the two species, venturing into the unknown together, guided not by the quest for perfection, but by the shared belief in progress through collaboration, adaptation, and the acceptance of imperfection. This cooperation proved that true strength did not lie in uniformity or control, but in the power of diversity and the willingness to grow through mutual exchange. As the alliance between humanity and the Watchers deepened, their shared vision began to ripple across the galaxy, inspiring other civilizations to reconsider their rigid beliefs in order and perfection. The Watchers' journey from a strictly logical, perfect society to one that embraced the unpredictable beauty of chaos began to influence many others. Alien species that had long lived under the thumb of perfection-driven empires started to recognize the value of diversity and creative thinking. Some joined the growing coalition, while others, seeing the changes firsthand, began questioning their own rigid systems. The new Human Watcher exploration ships, filled with representatives from various species, became symbols of a new way forward, one that prioritized collaboration, learning from mistakes, and evolving through the chaos of discovery. Together, humanity and the Watchers forged a new path for the galaxy, one where alliances were formed not through conquest but through the shared goal of mutual growth and exploration. This cosmic shift didn't just reshape the political landscape, it altered the very way civilizations viewed themselves and their place in the universe. It became clear that the galaxy was on the brink of a new era, one where the perfect balance between logic and chaos, structure and creativity would be the cornerstone of future prosperity. As the new alliance flourished, the Watchers and humanity found themselves working together to tackle challenges that had once seemed insurmountable. The Watchers, now embracing the concept of imperfection, collaborated with humans to address galaxy-wide environmental disasters, resource shortages, and even the stabilization of unstable star systems. With the combined strength of human ingenuity and the Watchers' advanced knowledge of cosmic phenomena, they were able to craft solutions that balanced technology with the unpredictable elements of nature. These projects included the creation of sustainable energy systems that harness the chaotic forces of star formation and planetary weather patterns, as well as the development of space habitats that adapted to the ever-changing needs of different species. The Alliance also focused on fostering deeper cultural exchanges, allowing for a better understanding of each species' unique strengths. As humanity and the Watchers continued to learn from one another, it became clear that their differences were not obstacles but assets. Their united efforts led to the creation of a new order in the galaxy, one that embraced diversity, innovation, and the beauty of chaos, where no single species or ideology dominated and all could thrive together. The galaxy, once driven by the pursuit of perfect order, now pulsed with the vibrant energy of cooperation and mutual respect.